Howdy, Planeswalkers. How you doing? How you doing? We are going to be taking some burn in the Timeless. We are going to use tiny creatures like Dragon Rage Channeler and Monastery Swiftspear, backed up with really efficient burn spells like Lightning Bolt, Play with Fire, and Searing Blood, in order to just burn our opponent to death before they can get any Timeless shenanigans going. Let's get right into it. Alright, we have an interesting 7 here. Kumano into either Searing Blood or Static Discharge, with Play with Fire and a Dragon Rage Channeler. We will be hurting ourselves, but it's fine. The plan is to hurt our opponent faster. Let's see what Beelzebub has for us. Mountain, Kumano. We'll start the Pain Train. Opponent starts Fetch Land. Ruins. We'll go ahead and run out of DRC. And we'll see what our opponent's up to. Go ahead and surveil that away. What is our opponent up to? Same thing as us? No, they're on some sort of blue-red. Let's see what they're drawing next turn. Let's try to get a bead on what their deck is. Swords to Plowshares, some sort of Jeskai deck. We draw a Swiftspear. I'm glad we saved the Play with Fire. What does our Jeskai opponent have? We know they have a Swords. The question is, what will they use their Swords on? Will our opponent blow the Swords right now? They do not know we have the Swiftspear. I would wait if I were them. Alright, we'll go ahead and run out of Ruins. Play the Swiftspear, see what happens. Go ahead and swing. Play with Fire. We will go ahead and drop... Do we do that? We already have a Static Discharge in there. We'll go ahead and save this one. Start throwing it at our opponent's face. It does waste our Scry, but it's okay. We know we have at least 7 more damage coming down the pipeline. Our opponent could be dead if they don't play anything. They will go for the Swords. They target the Swiftspear. Don't know about that play. Brainstorm without a fetch land. Very rough. Very rough. The reason Brainstorm is so good in Commander and older formats like Legacy and Vintage is because if you do draw nothing, just chaff, you can use a fetch land to send it away. Our opponent has decided not to do that. Looks like they are playing Jeskai Delver. Very interesting. We'll go ahead and Searing Blood. If they have the counterspell, so be it. Best case, this goes through, and we will kill them if we can get a land off the top with Delirium. Let's see here. Sorcery. I could just target my graveyard. Sorcery Artifact Instance. That does not do it. We will go ahead and save the Skewer the Critics. They should counter this if they can. Very nice. Kraken. Unless opponent has a truly ridiculous amount of removal and counter spells, they are super dead. power of burn. And even with the lightning bolt, they cannot resolve enough damage to empty our board. Good game. Alright, we're running some Timeless Burn. We're going to try to get this Eidolon down and stop our opponent from playing Magic, while they attempt to do the same with their blue control deck. Turn 1 Brainstorm is not where you want to be. Go ahead and get down the Eidolon. Our opponent has to counterspell, so be it. If they can't stop this, future Brainstorms are going to be quite painful. Go ahead and crack in for one. The bread and butter of the burn deck is getting your tiny creatures down early. Now that we have a threat on the board, our opponent cannot counter them. We'll have to spend mana removing them. A lot of the removal in Timeless is going to be very cheap, so Eidolon will pressure them. Our opponents decided to play the luck game. Go ahead and bolt the bird. Swiftspear to the grave. And we will get our first discharge going. Go ahead and drop off a land here. Crack in for 5. Our opponent is dead on board. They need something. They foretell. Interesting. Let's go ahead and swing in first. See what our opponent's cooking. Cyclonic Rift. Can't quite use the Ramunap Ruins yet. Let's go ahead and play with fire. We'll get a Surveil. Set up our next turn. Skewer on top. Perfect. Go ahead and resolve that. Bounce to hand. And discharge. GG's, opponent. Fantastic. Timeless Burn doing its job. Okay. So we have the turn 1 Dragon Rage Channeler, and we get 2 Surveils immediately. Let's see what we can do with that. Run out Darcy. Bauble. Land. Bauble. Swiftspear. Land on top for our opponent. We need to get an instant or sorcery down there. If our opponent goes and gets a tap land, we will be really well set up here. We can light up the stage, swing 3. Opponent has the bolt. Unfortunate. Let's go ahead and see what their new top card is. Fatal Push. So they have the push for our Swiftspear. Let's go ahead and play it. We'll run in. We'll light up on, get a light up the stage cooking. Bolt Bauble. If they can't find the black mana untapped, they can. Unfortunate. Alright, let's go ahead and Bauble. See what our opponent's cooking. Counter Spell. Go ahead and bolt. Set up a second, light up the stage. No creatures, but we are doing some damage. Opponent shuffles away their counter spell. Don't know about that. Maybe they already have one. Go ahead and dash Ragavan. Swing in. See what our opponent has. Make them use their removal. Tidebinder. Go ahead and blow it up. Orcish Bowmasters. Shame we can't play it, but we can get the Kumano down. We have removed a Bowmasters from our opponent's deck. This is great news for us. That means they have 3 left. We want our opponent to resolve a creature here. Searing Blood is a fantastic Magic card, but we can't do much without a creature. We'll go ahead and dash the Ragavan again. Make our opponent answer it. If they don't have the answer, then we will just continue to run away with this free bolt every turn. Fantastic. We will go ahead and Searing Blood. Cling to Dust. We will go ahead and exile a Tidebinder. Our opponent needs 2 counterspells, or they are just dead next turn. 2 counterspells and removal at that. They could spend their turn gaining 3 life. Go ahead and dash the Ragavan. Swing in. Snapcaster Mage. What do they choose here? They choose the Bolt. We'll go ahead and Searing Blood. And our opponent scoops it up. Really fun little Grixis build they have, but burn is just burn. Alright, opponent goes first. If they go tap land, we can hit them for 3 immediately with Monastery Swiftspear. 1 land is risky. But as long as our opponent isn't also playing burn, we should be fine. We will go ahead and risk this. Opponent is playing some sort of blue deck, and we drew the second land, Forever Unpunished. Monastery Swiftspear. And our opponent has scooped it up. It looks like Timeless Burn is a bit too much for them. They are sick of that. Love to see it. Alright, keeping a pretty strong 7. They have the removal for the Dragon Rage. That sucks, but it should be good enough. Leading Stitcher Supplier. We are playing Breach. We are not playing Breach? Intriguing. Okay, Kumano. Are we playing Dredge? What is our opponent cooking? They are playing Dredge. Okay. Right, let's get down the Channeler. We want to wait till Kumano flips, but I think our opponent may just have us. The Creeping Chills are pretty perfect against our deck. That'll gain them 12 life if they hit all of them. They want their supplier to die here. We're going to go ahead and just take the 1. Bolt. We do just want to kill our opponent as fast as possible. Bolt is the classical answer for that. No blocks. If you want it dead, you'll have to do it yourself. Okay, go ahead and start setting up Static Discharge. Searing Blood in the bin. Go ahead and light up stage. No. We will not do that. In turn, we will save the Lightning Bolt. or something. Their creatures do get exiled now from the field. So here we go. We got 2 Bloodghasts. And an Amalgam. At least it's just the one Amalgam. Could be worse. Two Amalgams now. No, just one. Okay, we'll go ahead and exile the Amalgam. Second Channeler. I don't... More flyers are going to be important. We'll go ahead and keep that. Channeler. Now we can Searing Blood to get rid of the Supplier. Opponent needs more Creeping Chills. We are still just dead to them if they get the perfect draw. The thing about Dredge is they always have more cards, because the cards are the rest of their library being put in the graveyard. We are by no means out of this. The Flyers do help, though. See, the issue is they'll pull things out like a 3-mana, like a 1-mana draw 3 even. There is a Creeping Chill. Problem. Now they're up to 7. And... no, that is not a Creeping Chill. Interesting. They run Silver Smoke Ghoul. We'll go ahead and block a Bloodghast. Does it have Death Touch? I have not seen this in a while. We'll go ahead and block. Bloodghast has been exiled. They need a way to remove our channelers. Or they are dead. Alright. Very risky, but we did take down Dredge. Lucky, lucky, lucky. But hey, better to be lucky than good, right? Welcome back, Planeswalkers. So what did you think? Burn is a cheap and powerful strategy in every format from Standard to Legacy. Timeless carries on that tradition. Off-camera, it was a struggle to outpace focused combo decks like Rakdos Breach, as well as strong mid-range piles such as Abzan and Jund. With some more aggressive mulligans and some luck, you should see great success with Burn. If you thought today's deck was neat, drop a like. If you have suggestions for more timeless decks or gameplay, leave a comment below. If you want to see more ultimate deck lists in all kinds of formats, make sure to subscribe to the Manaverse. See you in the next one.